Hello, Frugal fans. Once again, this is Captain Frugal reporting for duty. And, a lot of talk has already been made about this subject, but this is one that I've talked about as well. But I've only done it on other people's channels in their live streams. And that's about Axel Alonso being fired or gone, whatever way he is. He's no longer working as Marvel's editor-in-chief, and everybody knows that unless they've been under a rock. And CB Sablinski is going to be the new one. But let me ask you this. What does that mean for the company? And some people have been asking, what are my thoughts on that? Okay, first, CB, he's a liberal, but that doesn't mean he can't do a good job. Okay, so some people can make the proper separation from that. You don't have to be a conservative to do a good job. We've had liberals in Marvel before that have done a very good job. So, first of all, I'm not going to hold that against him. And I've been telling people, don't expect drastic changes right away. There will be some, sure. And I guess, even though I say don't expect it, depends on what kind of leadership he's going to possess. And I'm hoping he does it right. In most cases, if you see a new manager, maybe you've experienced this, a new manager comes in, they want to make radical changes right away. What happens? Usually they go out in a blaze because people don't buy into it. They're met with adversarial reactions. And so one of the things that you shouldn't expect is this radical firing and drastic change, because remember, the company still has to operate. So expect maybe a slow attrition, maybe some low selling books like Gabby Rivera's book, America, gets canceled, and maybe we won't see her back on another book for a long time. Maybe they'll make, say, well, we'll find a right book for when one comes and just never see her come back, or maybe she will on another title with a lot more editorial control, preventing a lot of the garbage that was in that book as well as others. So it depends. He has to strike at the right way, and he has to pick and choose his battles. Like, don't expect Dan Slott automatically to be off of Twitter. Maybe if he does his job good, he'll sit Dan Slott down and say, Dan, these kinds of tweets can't happen anymore. And if you want them to persist, here will be the responses that you're going to receive in return. This is what's going to happen as a repercussion. Hopefully they'll get a PR mandate and some rules about social media and how to interact with the customer. So that's one thing. So hopefully he'll handle that. Hopefully he'll get rid of the low-selling books that just are a waste. They're just there for political propaganda reasons. But as I said, don't expect it to happen instantaneously. If anything, expect it to take a while, to go slowly over time. And what he needs to do then is build what I say a power base. And some people, well, he's already in a good position, has all his credit. No, it doesn't mean you have a power base. A power base in management means you have to get people to buy in. You have to start making working connections with people. Okay, so he's got to get in there more, get to know those people, have them build his respect. That way, when he makes a decision that might not be a popular decision, like here is a social media rule sheet that you must follow, that the employees in general buy into it. And maybe the one that doesn't is going to have the other employees say, hey, come on now, we need to be unified here. This is our goal. This is our target. This is what it's expected. And we have to change that whole culture. And changing a culture doesn't happen overnight, but it can change drastically with one right person. A person going into the room with a right attitude and a goal can shift and motivate others. That is a strong, powerful thing. And for Marvel's case, I hope he's the man to do it. I hope he can do it. We need to see it done. I think with some slow pushing and building of power and tweaking and motivating, we can get this company in the right direction again. So that's one thing. Another thing I wanted to address too is Tom Brevoort. Tom Brevoort, this is at least that, as far as we're aware of, the second time he's been passed over for the editor-in-chief position. So it does bear to wonder, is Tom Brevoort's days numbered? I mean, he was passed over by Axel Alonso, and then he would have been next in line for Marvel's editor-in-chief after Axel Alonso was out. But yet he was passed over again. So what does that tell you about Tom Brevoort and how Marvel feels about him? Maybe Brevoort said he doesn't want that position. That is a possibility, just for the record. But otherwise, it makes you wonder, 2 Passovers in a row. They don't have faith in him for this position, so that could be Todd Brevoort might be looking for something new. Then it will give him new opportunities, because if you've been passed over a couple times, that's a bit scorned. Some people start to get the mentality, well, I deserve that position, which I don't agree with necessarily for anybody. You have to earn that position, but sometimes that animosity builds, and when that animosity builds, it's hard to get away from, and so that often leads to people looking for a new job, or just being very negative at work and things, and having just one more step leading themselves on the way out. Now, one of the things I do want to get back to about CB is, he's known well in the comic industry. He's known well to be with the manga, be able to deal with that kind of stuff and things too. So, and that's been a popular, thriving field. So maybe he can put that to use. Looking at a Newsarama article, there's in quote, CB is one of the most well-known, liked, and respected editors and personality in the comic industry. He has a keen understanding of the Marvel brand and knows the importance of publishing within a larger Marvel ecosystem, said Marvel Entertainment President Dan Buckley in a statement. So hopefully he's right about that. Because as I said, there's that power base that's important. You have to get them and build that. He might have to retrench some editors on some of the books and some assistant editors and things like that. But hopefully it'll work. Another thing, too, that's in quotes, is spending these last 18 months in Asia introducing more fans here to the depth of the Marvel Universe, I've seen firsthand how our comics and characters constantly bring joy into people's lives all over the world. And that was from CB. And that's a good point. So, in other words, he understands the global impact. Okay? So, from his time in Shanghai, hopefully he could take those experiences. And notice, I want to make a point. Enjoy how to bring joy into people's lives all around the world. Marvel a lot lately has been used a different model. They've been used, let's antagonize our very fan base, and aggravation and anger will sell books. And what they don't realize is aggravation and anger will get attention and give a short-term spike in books, because people will like, wait a minute, and it challenges them and aggravates them a little ways. But when it continues, people won't want to see it. So they might read a few issues that way, and eventually it's like, okay, I'm sick of this. It's still not changed, because that's what that aggravation was. Well, that was a shocking difference, gets their attention, but without the refinement and the getting back to where it needs to be, you just kept aggravating them. So, it became not what they wanted. And it stayed that way, and they lost hope. And I think that's what a lot of Marvel fans have done at this point, is they've lost hope. So hopefully this guy, as well as other changes in Marvel, can restore our faith in Marvel. Okay, guys. That's all I really wanted to say on this subject. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to hit like and subscribe and hit that notifications bell. Also, if you enjoyed this video and you want to really help support me, go over to our VidMe channel if you're not here right now, and you can subscribe on our VidMe for as little as $1 a month, or even just give a one-time tip. Everything, I will tell you, is we're very grateful for, very, very thankful for that help. That helps this channel continue and helps motivate us to continue to keep delivering better products consistently. Also, if you want to see more articles and things and other videos on one spot, you can go to thehenchmanslounge.com. Once again, that's thehenchmanslounge.com. And until next time, keep it frugal.